Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Immortal Gaming. This is me again, Marvin, and we're now here for another video for Ragnarok Origin. And this time we're going to be doing a video that is much requested by our friends from the LNA server regions. So here it goes, an F2P feathers and game preparation video. Okay, that's quite long. Okay, so I'll be separating these two builds for F2P players for future Archbishops and future Royal Guards. That's one part. Then the next part will be for others, for future Mechanics, Rune Knights, Dorams, Guillotine Crosses, Rangers, and for Warlocks. Alright, so let's start with the future Archbishops and Royal Guards. So for the attack, we of course on the long run we will be having 5 attack Valkyries and 5 defense Valkyries. Alright, so I know that most of the F2P players won't be getting as much feathers as of the moment in your region, but on the long term or on the end game, it will be pretty much everywhere. On every event, for every week, we will be having a way for you to obtain those feathers up to time and space feathers. For the light and dark feathers, they will only be available for F2P players on an event basis. Basically, a half-year event, the Christmas event, and on the anniversary event. So don't fret if you don't have any ways to get light and dark feathers as of the moment, but in the future it will be showered like normal items for you. Okay, so let's start with the future Archbishops and Royal Guards. For their attack, I would be suggesting first Faith Feathers. Of course, they need int. And for Royal Guards, it's gonna be the Virtue Feather for Vitality. Then, after the first purple feather, next would be Justice. So, Justice gives you physical defense and attack and magical attack. So, a lot of players right now are focusing on physical defense since the meta is mostly physical damage. And aside from focusing on magic defense and magic damage reduction, I would urge you to focus more on physical defense. Okay, so that's why we have Justice. And aside from that, the Order Mix Feather, which is this one. Okay, the Order on tier 20 is gonna give you 100% physical and magic damage reduction. So on 5 attack Valkyries, that's gonna be 5% physical and magic damage reduction aside from physical defense. So considering that mix can be put in either attack or defense Valkyries, I would urge you to put Order on attack Valkyrie. So that's Faith or Virtue for Royal Guards. So Faith for Archbishops, Virtue for Royal Guards. On endgame, future Archbishops could also, go for Virtue for more vitality. Then the second feather will be Justice. The third feather will be Order. For the yellow feathers, it will be Day. Okay, this one and the Dark Feather. So the Dark Feather is an LND feather. If you still don't have any access to the Dark Feather, you would go for the Sky Feather instead. Okay, so temporarily. So leave this Sky Feathers as your lowest set of feathers, but max out your Day Feathers. You still need PvE damage bonus and ignore physical defense or magic defense. So this is still needed. Okay, so that is for the attack Valkyries. For the defense Valkyries, I would now urge you to go again for Justice, okay, so that you could get more physical defense. Next is Soul. Where is Soul? It is this one. So this gives you both physical defense and magic defense. And then last but not the least, the Mercy Feather. Again, physical defense and additional HP. For the yellow feathers, I would urge you to go for Night Feather, of course, and then Divine Feather for PvP. Okay, so if you're asking me in terms of set bonus, that is only 2 yellow versus 3 purple. So that is only gonna give you the Eagle's Raid. But if you're gonna be looking at the differences on the set bonus effects of Eagle's Raid versus the Raven's R, as you can see, this one gives you 78 additional bonus physical attack and magical attack. By the way, this one is in terms of percentage increase, okay? So PvP damage 69, attack stats 30% additional, PvE stats 80% additional. If we're gonna be comparing it with the Eagle's Raid, look at it carefully. Same attack stats increase, same PvE increase, and a little bit lower PvP and physical attack, magical attack. For me, that is okay, considering that for F2P, your only goal here is to fulfill your role as a tank, a utility, and survive as long as you can on different fights. Okay? So that is for the future Archbishops and for the Royal Guards. Now let's go for the others, such as Mechanics, Rune Knights, Dorams, Guillotine Crosses, Rangers, Warlocks. Okay, so for the attack feathers, I would suggest for you to use Valor, of course, if you are a Mechanic, Rune Knight, Doram, or a Guillotine Cross. Strength is the way to go, okay? If you are a Ranger, of course, Glory. If you will be a Warlock, of course, focus on Faith Feathers. Aside from that, we will now use the Sky Feather, the Day Feather, the Time, and the Space Feather. So, no light and dark feathers here. Since we are F2P, we can only put the light or dark feather in just one type of Valkyrie at a time. Now, for the defense, I would suggest for you to go for Truth, 2 Truth feathers, okay? Because we have 5 different set of defense Valkyries. So, 2 of them, I would suggest for you to go for Truth feathers. Then, the rest of the 3 Valkyries will go for Justice feather. It still has physical attack and magical attack, and at the same time, a little bit of defense, okay? So, you could still, withstand some of the hits from the physical damage users. And next, for our yellow feathers, let's go to the Terra. Of course, you need Terra feather for additional physical defense and magic defense. Night feather for PvE damage reduction. But don't forget, we still have P-Def and M-Def here. Then Divine feather. For this time, we'll now be focusing on PvP damage reduction, physical defense, magic defense, max HP. And then last, Light feather. Okay? So if you are a melee character such as a Mechanic or a Rune Knight or particularly a Guillotine Cross, I would suggest for you to opt for Dark Feather instead. Still, it gives you PvP damage stats, physical attack and magical attack, but this time you would get added in terms of damage reduction. Okay? So that is for the defense. Alright? So that's it. I do hope that this video has helped you. And that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you happen to like this video, please do leave a like, share this to your friends, and click that bell notification button to get notified every time I upload a new video, start a new stream, or a new content. That's it. See you again in the next video. Bye-bye!
Now I found you.